Om Sri Sai Ram. Ganesha Sharanam Paramapavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Nityam Smaranam Paramapavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam. Om Sri Sai Ram. Swami says, for our faith to deliver, it must be live faith. Once Mahatma Gandhi in those days had declared that 33 crores of Indians have faith in God, but very few have living faith in God. When we don't live our own faith, our own belief, it becomes a dead faith. And obviously, dead cannot deliver. When we strive to live our faith, we gain that what Swami calls confidence, the self-confidence, confidence in the self. Not confidence in any position, authority, power, nothing. There is nothing in the entire universe worth getting agitated about, afraid about, or even excited about. Everything is just a passing cloud. Those who enjoy playing with shells on the ocean will come back only with sand and shells in their hands. But those who strive to and aspire to have pearls from the ocean, they will have to dive deep within the ocean. Pearls cannot be scattered on the shore like shells. That intensity of faith, intensity in love is the key to open the doors of heart of this Lord of love. Everybody would say, I believe in Swami, I love Swami. Ask anyone. Any trust person, organization person, any staff, institutions, any student, any devotee. Everybody loves Swami. Everybody has faith in Swami. But how many of us live our own faith? As mentioned in one of my previous talks, with His grace, Colonel Jogara used to invite me to his room very often just for chit-chat, talking about things. He was a jolly good person, very loving old man. And with Swami's Sankalpa, I was privileged to be sitting along with him. He would not allow me to get up when any trust person or any organization person or ashram top officials Everybody used to visit his room because he was the channel. If anybody wants to communicate anything to Swami officially, it has to be through Colonel Jogarao. And if I try to get up, he will say, no, no, you keep sitting. It was Swami Sankalpa. He wanted me to understand his working. And I found, very surprisingly, even shockingly, one common sentence uttered by practically everyone, with no exception, be it student, be it warden, principal, vice chancellor, trust person, official or ashram official, anybody who was officially working with Swami, the one common dialogue was, can you believe? It was, if Swami comes to know. If Swami comes to know. Everybody had faith in Swami's omnipresence. They are sages. We dare not doubt their devotion to Swami. They have dedicated their entire life for Swami's mission. No doubts on that. They are chosen instruments of God. Once L. Drucker, the American scientist who stayed with Swamis in ashram for 10 years, he was even lecturer in the university. He was the scientist who was part of the team who invented first atom bomb and whom Swami directed when he was flying and he lost his vision due to a snowstorm. And Swami guided him when he shouted, "Can anyone help me, please?" And Swami guided him using his dead radio connection with the airport, and Swami made him land safely. And he came to the house of the famous Indira Devi in Mexico. So when he was staying, he was very friendly with me, very noble soul. He used to give talks for inmates. Once he was directing a drama to be presented to Swami on Christmas. And Swami had permitted him to do the rehearsal, the final rehearsal in the Purna Chandra. And Swami would visit before the final rehearsal is done. He will give the finishing touches to everybody. This is how this God, this divinity works. He will write the script, he will guide the script, he will make you perform, he will demonstrate how to act, he will come for every rehearsal. Even the costumes, even the painting, even the color, the entry, exit, he would decide. And then he will sit with the audience, watching with that excitement his own creation. That is how divinity works. So this L. Drucker, he was sitting in portico one afternoon and Swami came out for darshan. Yes. Yem Samacharam, what is the news? He said, Swami, today is the final rehearsal. What rehearsal? And Swami had permitted him to do the rehearsal in Purna Chandra. What rehearsal? Swami, the drama which is to be presented tomorrow for the Christmas. Drama? Who is directing? Now this person was caught. What to say? he very humbly and very wisely, he thought, Swami, you are the director. Really? I am the director? He said, yes, Swami, you are the director. Then what are you doing there? Now what to say? Again, our worldly wisdom, Swami, I am your instrument. All are my instruments. Now he got the final, the ultimate wisdom. He said, Swami, I am your child. Because he could not find any words, any arguments to put forward. He now knew that all these intellectual utterances were from his mind, not from his heart. With near tears in his eyes, he said, Swami, I am your child. The moment he uttered this with love, Swami said, yes, I am coming. We have to live what we actually believe in. We all know that incident when Swami asked the boys, tell me, who are you? One boy dared to say, Shivoham, 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 Shiva. Swami, I am Shiva. He thought that he has told the ultimate truth to Swami. He said, okay, you are Shiva, so where is your Parvati? And how you are related to Parvati? And he said, the Swami, Papam, 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 Parvati. Another boy, Swami, you had taught us that we all are your reflection. Okay, so today you go and give darshan. We have to live our faith. And if we don't live our faith, it becomes a dead faith, and dead cannot deliver. Somebody is asking me, do you think that when you say that Swami is coming back, people are going to believe you? I said, no ways. I remember one incident. It was some All India conference in 80s. Mr. Indulal Shah had announced that anybody having any doubts can put forward their doubts. Their Bal Vikas gurus were there. And it was All India Bal Vikas conference, not Sevadal, I'm sorry. I think 83. And Swami would answer all your doubts in his discourse. So one lady who was holding a very high position in Maharashtra, in the Bal Vikas, she put forward this doubt, and when she was narrating her doubt, Swami was sitting behind the curtain in the Purna Chandra itself. Swami entered the stage and he sat down on the chair coolly. And now she has to continue what she was asking. She asked, Swami, how is it that you ask us to be loving to the children who come to Bal Vikas? They are our Ramaputras, not Kamaputras. But we try as we may. They will not listen to us unless we become very strict with them, unless we shout at them, unless sometimes we punish them. They don't listen. How many times we can keep telling them with love? This is my doubt, Swami. Swami intervened in that meeting and he asked, how many years you have been coming to Swami? I have seen you. She said, Swami, for these many years, I have been coming to Puttaparthi. I am with Swami's blessings. How many discourses you have heard from Swami? Now she was getting the point. Then Swami very lovingly declared, when in spite of believing that Swami is God, in spite of believing and telling everybody that Swami is God, in spite of me telling you so many things, so many times, repeatedly, so many times giving you experiences of my divinity, yet do you follow everything what I say? Then how do you expect these children to follow what you say? Love and continue to love till all is well. Never give up on love. And be sure all shall be well. So my dear brothers and sisters, with all humility, I request, forget this person, this child. My experience is my experience with Swami. You don't have to live on others' experiences. We have to live our own faith. That is what Swami has been emphasizing. We don't have to live somebody else's faith, because that will not take us to our destination. When we try to live somebody else's faith, the doubts will persist in our mind. Along with the faith, the doubts will play the game. But once we follow our own faith, what we actually believe in, yad bhavam tad bhavati. I have faith. This avatar has declared, no avatar has done before, declaring to the entire humanity, addressing the entire humanity as Divya Atma Sarup Lara, Prema Atma Sarup Lara. This opening sentence of this opening address of Swami is enough for us to believe that we all are embodiment of love and divinity, equally and essentially. That is our truth. These human body, human mind are given to us, gifted to us to perform our role play, like a costume given to an artist to perform his or her role play according to the scene and the situation. The artist will not beg to the producer or director to give him the dress required for the performance in any particular scene or situation. He need not. He will not worry also. If the hero has to land in the scene, if his entry is that he is flying in the helicopter or private chopper and coming down, that is his entry in the movie, the hero will not spend sleepless nights. Oh, who will give me the helicopter? When will I get it? Whether I'll get it or not. He will not ring up the producer, sir, have you arranged for the helicopter which I'm to fly tomorrow for the scene? When he decides, he provides. And I repeat, when he has not provided, that means he has not yet decided. When he decides on the scene, all the needful things will come. We have to live our own faith. If we believe that Swami is restricted to this place, to this samadhi, we have to believe it and live it. If we believe that Swami's body is immortal, Swami's body, Swami has declared 93, again I repeat on Gaur Purnima, I will repeat in Telugu this time. Na pranam na chetilo unnai. My life is in my hands. Whenever I want, I can go. Whenever I want, I can come. Who can question his authority? If we believe in that, then we have to live that and believe that Swami is not gone. If we read, I truly feel most of us don't go to Satyam Shivam Sundaram part 1, 2, 3, 4 or Satya Sai Speaks volume 1 to 10 regularly. It is not that once we have read and it is enough. And I know most of us has not even read once. I finished reading all his literature, I don't know how many times during my hostel days. And my faith in Swami was so unshakable. You will not believe I used to read 4 to 6 hours Sai literature and just 2 hours my final year's books. And yet I passed my engineering with honors. Everybody bribed the examiners or copied during examination. That was the exception. I would not bribe, I will not copy. Yet, and only 2 hours. I used to sleep for 10 hours. Get up at 3 o'clock. One man Nagar Sankirtan in the campus. Having 3 girls hostels and 5 boys hostels in Bhavan's campus in Mumbai. 76, 77. Let me narrate. When I went to my warden to request him not to send any third boy in my room because I wanted 1/3 portion for Swami. He said, which Swami? I said, Satya Sai Baba. He is my God and I want to give him 1/3 space and I want to do everything what I do in Prashanti Nilayam. He knew that my room before that was a adda where we used to play cards and enjoy all night. Same room, 116 in SPC College, Bhavan's campus. He told me, come to my room today. When I went to his room, he opened his cupboard, he brought his purse and showed me photograph of Satya Sai Baba. He said, Harish, I am also devotee of Satya Sai Baba. I have visited Puttaparthi. But you know, nowadays there are so many controversies around Swami. I dare not declare my faith in him in public. I am occupying an official position. But I salute you. You have opened my eyes. At this age, you can openly say that you are Satya Sai Baba devotee and you want to do his bhajans in your room. I will not send any boy. Don't worry. You need not pay. I will manage. I created 1/3 portion Swami's temple in my room in Mumbai 1976-77 and started regular bhajans every Thursday in my room. My principal, my warden with their families, my friends who used to play cards with me and drink with me, everybody would visit, attend the bhajans, and even I used to give talk to my principals and my warden. I was just 21, 22. We have to live our faith. And Swami's response? I used to see him anywhere and everywhere in those 2 years in Mumbai. Just I lift my eyes in any building, I will find Satya Sai Baba standing there. Real Satya Sai Baba, no hallucination and imaginations. I will keep my finger like this and Swami will hold me like this. Sometimes he will press me to make me feel that he is present. I could see his aura of divinity from day one around his body, around his head. For a car to move, we need petrol and we need battery. Petrol is our faith in him, but the battery is our confidence in our own love. Faith is in his love, confidence is in our own love for him. Once during the period when I was undergoing for 10 long years the fire of 3 zeros, Most of us know what is that fire of three zeros. First one, all your money, your wealth, your property will be lost. Second one, all your friends, your relatives, your close friends, your close relatives, your own will disown you. And the third, you will be blamed for the things which you could not even imagine to do. If you pass through this fire of three zeros, then my grace will flow upon you forever and ever, and I will uplift you to the highest levels of consciousness, of awareness. I mentioned in different videos how I voluntarily and joyfully accepted this divine process of purification, of upliftment, and how he blessed me by merging his own light within me. That I have mentioned separately in details. But coming to the point, during that period, Madam Rajalakshmi, she was very affectionate. She is still very affectionate to me. Of Super Specialty Hospital, she once told me, Harish, only you can survive because you have faith in Swami's love for you. I said, no, madam. Swami loves everybody equally. I can survive because of my confidence in my love for Swami. The day I lose that confidence in my own love for Swami, the day I feel there is any even iota of selfishness or impurity in my love for Swami, or lack of intensity in my love for Swami, I will lose him, I know it. Then I cannot survive with him. And so long as I have faith in my love for Swami, even he cannot touch me. You need both the petrol and the battery, the confidence. I will narrate one small incident. During that period, our security in charge of Puttaparthi, he happened to come to Whitefield because he landed at Bangalore airport from Delhi. So he came, I was there of course, and he said, Harish, I am coming to Whitefield for the first time. I have to go to Puttaparthi. I have to report to the secretary by today evening. But because I have come to Bangalore airport, so I thought I will have darshan of Swami, but I do not know the arrangements here. I said, nothing sir, no arrangements. I just took him to the office. And of course, everybody knew him. He was the security in charge. So he was given a position in the first row in the third block. And I sat along with him. Swami came. Summer course was going on. Swami came. Oh, Swami welcomed him. No, kab aaya? Swami, I came just now. Kab jata hai? When are you leaving? Swami, today I have to leave and to put. No. Why don't you stay for 1 or 2 days? There's summer course going on. I'll give you a pass. You be here for a few days. Enjoy the summer course. There is nobody there. And Swami took letter from me also, and he gave Pad Namaskar to me also. And Swami made me hear this conversation for my upliftment. After Swami's darshan was over, he is asking me, Harish, whom can I find who can convey my message to Swami? I said, of course, Warden Sir Narasimhan Murthy. He said, I want to tell him that I am leaving and he should convey to Swami that I cannot stay. I said, sir, but Swami has invited you. from word of his mouth to stay. No, Harish, if I stay here, I will have to face music there. I can't take that risk. I have to go. And he left. Now, let us compare the situation. During 1977, as mentioned earlier, we brothers anytime would get an idea to come to Puttaparthi and we'll just catch a train and be at Puttaparthi. That's it. I think we will not wait for even invitation from Swami on that. Because Swami has become head and heart of our family. So one night we were having, my mother had come to Whitefield to attend summer course alone. She was a great devotee. And we brothers were having our dinner in a hotel outside because mother was not there. 11 o'clock night we decided, my younger brother Kishore and me, that we should go to Swami to attend, seek his blessings. I had to get date for my marriage and then bring mother also along with us. 11 o'clock night, without informing my father who was sleeping, we both boarded a train from Kalyan. It was some Madras mail train, something, 12 o'clock night. When we reached Pune around 3 o'clock, my brother reminded me that day I was supposed to receive the superintendent of engineer at Santa Cruz Airport as demanded, not requested, by the executive engineer, telling me, Harish, this is an opportunity, you go and pick up. He is coming from Delhi and on the way you can be friendly with him and it will help you a lot in your business. So I am assigning you this opportunity, but tomorrow you must reach 10 o'clock Santa Cruz Airport. And I had committed. And 3 o'clock night we were in Pune going to Whitefield. For a moment I said, oh wow, we are gone. Because being a government contractor and defying the command of the executive engineer is too much. Next moment I said, forget it. We are going to Swami now. He will take care. Forget about it. We landed in Whitefield. In the evening, Swami saw me. Hey, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want 2 passes with 2 brothers are come. He immediately called a boy. 2 passes, he gave me 2 passes to attend the summer course. And then after a few days, he gave me the date of my marriage. So we thought now it is a permission. So I came back with my mother. But now having come back, we had to face the executive. So me and my brother, we went in Thane to his bungalow. My brother said, Harish, I will not enter. It is your